Never say it's a lie. Always say that you're wrong about that. No matter what it is, you're wrong. It stops what he's doing, and now he's got to explain, no, it is right. You never let him finish. That's not right. Or you say something that misrepresents something, sort of something that you know is going to be problematic. For example, you know and I know, Joe, why you followed orders. Because and let me tell you one thing. Listen to what I'm saying. If you're ever on one of these Piers Morgan shows, which I never will be, but if I do, I'm telling you exactly what I'm doing. Number one, I'm going to find the person who was the most upsetting, who's easily upset, and that's the one, preferably on the other side, and that's the one I'm going after. Somebody who's real sensitive, somebody who doesn't know how to debate. And I'm going to stick out like a sore thumb, and I'm going to set the tone like you can't believe. And I'm going to lean into the mic and I say, yeah, to my friend, listen, kid, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. I don't know who gives you your facts, but you weren't even close. Nice try, Sonny. Boom. Now, the guy's going to go berserk. I sit back. His age, or I just did something, and I throw him off. He's going to go crazy. He's going to go crazy. And as he's doing this, as he kind of settles down and say, have you ever done this before, kid? Is this your first time? Is this your first rodeo? I don't think this is for you. See, you're not supposed to get upset. Now, what I've done is when I do this, I take control away from Piers, and I already pissed this guy off. So I'm sitting there, and they're going to wait for me. I own it already. I'm the most interesting, and the directors are loving it. Numbers are going up. People say, who is this guy? I haven't even talked about the subject yet. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. You always want to make it always. Remember why you're there. This is the most important thing. Why are you on a show? You're there for you. Never talk about the subject. Talk about what you want to talk about. Say things like, oh, I don't know, things like, that reminds me. That reminds me. What do you mean that reminds me? Yeah, that reminds me. You know, it's funny you say that. Wait a minute, what? I was on CNN one time, years ago. And it was right there on, I guess it was on 8th Avenue. It was wild. And so I was on one time. True story. There must have been, I don't know, 10 people. It was ridiculous. I mean, it was ridiculous. Seriously. It was absolutely one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen in my life. Okay? And what happened was, which I thought was great, what happened was I realized I'm never going to get on. I'm never going to get on. Never. By the time they do this thing fairly, I'm not going to do it. So what I did was, I happened to have a newspaper. I was reading a newspaper at the time when we read newspapers. This is how long ago it was. And during the course of this, as all of us were in these boxes, I sat back and I read the newspaper. And I was absolutely going nuts with this. And they were going crazy. So I'm reading this newspaper, and they say, excuse me, Lionel, yeah. I put it down, yeah. I said, no, go ahead, sorry. I just got to be, just let me know when you're time for me. No, go ahead, keep talking. This is fascinating. And I went up, and I kept reading. Now, everybody's watching me. It derailed everything. And I said, but I got to tell you something. I said, I don't know about you. I said, I don't want to tell you what to do, obviously. And I'll probably never be asked on again. But do you really need 10 people on here? Can't you cover this? Can't you handle this by yourself? See, because when people have guests and guest hosts, it's a crutch. Patrick Ben-David, his guests, he can't carry this. You never want to give up mic time. And your guest host, whatever it is, better be real good and know how to back off and not want your job. The people that they have always want a job. Think of the good shows. Think of the really, there's a couple of good ones who are very, very good. When Max Blumenthal and Aaron Mate do this, they're very good. But it's Max's show. And Mate knows he holds back, which is good. I mean, he's good. They're both great. But it's Max's show. And I've seen this before. So what you're talking about is this thing called stagecraft. I hate to say it, but you got to go in there saying, how am I going to psych this person out? What am I going to say to win this? How are people going to be talking about me tomorrow? Not, did I answer the question? What can I do? What can I do in today's world, on today's social media, where everybody will have my answer cut out, rephrased, framed, whatever it was, in a way that will be see on every TikTok. It'll be retweeted. It'll be the biggest thing tomorrow. That's what I want. I don't want to answer the question. It's very simple. And Trump has that thing naturally. Answers such like, you're kidding me, right? Tapper, have you been reading the newspaper? Who writes this stuff for you? All this preparation, and that's what you came in? Or Joe, you took a week off to prepare, and you didn't know that was coming? Come on, Joe. You didn't know that question was coming? We all know what questions are coming. Why? All you got to do is look around. And whenever you see something falling apart or on fire, that's going to be the question. Joe, I got one question for you. Yeah. Would you ask Joe, did he do this deliberately, or did somebody have the goods on him because of his son? Did they say, listen, you're going to go out and you're going to destroy America? And the reason why is simply this. We've got your son's laptop, and we can bury him and everybody else. And we're going to do that. You got what I'm saying? We're going to bury him and everybody else. You got what I'm saying? You got what I'm saying? We're going to bury him and everyone else. You've just owned it. You've just owned it. They're going to be talking about you the whole time. And Biden's going to say, what the hell am I prepared for? I don't know. You own it. Ask yourself, what is it that I'm trying to do? What is it that I was in a show one time, and I could see they had, see, whenever you're on, make sure you got your IFB. Make sure you have a mirror. Make sure you know what you look like, and make sure you see what you look like in that monitor. Show me the monitor and what I'm going to look like on TV. Because these people who were there will show. Everybody's got a bad side. Everybody's got a they will shoot up your nose. And that's why so many people do these Zooms where they're looking down at somebody, and people are looking up their nose. It's like, what are you kidding me? Or they're in a bedroom with the bed. Anyway. So as we were talking, this idiot I didn't want to interrupt. I kept doing, the camera's here, and guys talking, and I turned, and there was nobody there. But I was like this. I'm talking to somebody. And I could hear in the IFB, the director said, who's he talking to? There's nobody. But all of a sudden, now he and I are on the screen because somebody said, get this reaction. Why? Because we want people to watch. We want people to watch. It's incredible.